Welcome back to the Debits and Credits with Haas and Dawe. We're talking about episode 3 on wire fraud. We've told you what it's about. We've told you schemes that have been gone on, and now we're going to try and help you stop wire fraud at your place of business. And whether it's on your operating account, whether it's on a trust account at an escrow company or a title company, whether it's any other type of bank account that protects customer money, these are ways to help you prevent anybody getting into your system. One, with emails and with your IT systems and with whether you have websites, however you do it, you want to make sure your systems are as strong as possible. You want to be working with your IT people to have firewalls and safety measures and sometimes have just anti-phishing schemes, whatever can be done that so that people know that your systems are being monitored, and so that any ways to stop someone from getting in makes it a lot easier. Such as what we talked about last time with one of the fraud schemes was someone called up and said, I want to help. Can you give me your login information? Well, all the banks will tell you, and we're going to tell you right now, you never give out any sensitive information over the phone. Never. And if it's something that has to happen, you hang up the phone and you call the bank back and you say, "Hi, I'm just verifying that you had just called me and we want to go over certain information." And they'll probably say, "We don't know what you're talking about." There's no bank, no financial institution, no stock brokerage will ever ask you for your login information over the telephone. That will never happen. And so if anybody does do that, you want to just hang up the phone and say, and call back. And then at that point, you'll probably be preventing a scheme from taking place. If you're going to, we talk a lot with the outgoing wire transfers. Okay, you never want to send a wire instruction via email. You never want to accept a wire instruction via email. No matter how strong your firewalls all are, you want to make sure that there's verification of how these instructions are coming in. If someone needs to wire you money, you want them to call you, and you want to make sure they're the party you're talking to, and then you call them back. And then and don't use the number you just saw on the phone. Don't use the number that came in an email. You want to get verification of their phone number from what you have in your file. And you call them back and you talk to them, you ask them specific questions that only they can, only they'll be able to answer. And then you can discuss the wire account information where the money needs to come to. If someone wants you to send a wire transfer out with their proceeds, they need to give you a wire instruction in writing. The preferred is that they come in front of you. So they're sitting in front of you when you get the information. You can see the blank check that they have to get the information off of. You can verify their identity. If it's something where it's being sent to you, what a lot of people are doing now, and we recommend, is those wire instructions get notarized so that there's proof of identity of the person who is sending you the information on where to wire out. And then some companies have a policy, which we think is a good idea, is once you get outgoing wire transfer instructions from a principal, they cannot be changed. And if someone calls up later and says, I need to change them, then the answer is no, they cannot be changed. And at that point, you don't send the money by wire transfer anymore. You'll write a check. And another way is having an encrypted system within your emails, so you can send out secured emails. And whether you do it through encrypting the emails, whether you use a digital signature platform, whatever's a safe way to do it. What some people are also doing now is they're not doing emails at all. They're doing it by fax. And it's believed that sending a fax is more secure than sending an email with an attachment. And so these are ways, again, you want to protect yourself. Now, how do you get information in from, let's say, these payoff lenders? It's preferred that they come in by fax and then or by an encrypted email, but you want to make sure it's as secure as possible. And then how do you send it to the title company? A lot of people now they're no longer emailing the title company with any payoff information. It's being done in writing. It's being done through a package being messengered to the title company direct with wire instructions. Whatever you can do to protect that information. And with your banking system, and you have online banking maneuvers to be able to help protect yourself. We talked about the last episode, we talked about where you had an incoming wire transfer was supposed to come to you, but it didn't get to you. because it got hacked by somebody, it got intercepted. The buyer sent the money to a different location, different bank account. In the meantime, you get this confirmation from the bank that you think is a confirmation, but it's a very good invitation, and you act on it by issuing a receipt. Well, what we're suggesting that people do now is when you get notified of an incoming wire, and whether it comes by an email, by a fax, by a phone call, you go online to your bank account and you open up the trust account and you verify that that credit for that incoming wire really came in. That way, you can close with those funds. You now have the funds. And same thing when you send an outgoing wire, and at the end of the day, because you want to make sure that only your wires left the bank account, nobody hacked in, is you want to go online, check your bank account, and you want to check all the electronic disbursements that went out that day to make sure they're the outgoing wire transfers that you sent. These are ways that you can make sure that the money is coming and going is being done as good as possible. You want to be as skeptical as you possibly can about emails. You want to be skeptical about information that's getting to you that's not through a normal channel. You want to be skeptical about if you're working with a lender you've never worked with before to make sure the payoff information is coming that you can rely on. And you want to send information as secure as you possibly can. And so you want to get to the point where an incoming wire transfers, you verified with your buyer, with your borrower, with whoever's sending the money as directly as you can as to the right way to get the money to you. We have people who send out their wire instructions. They don't have the account number on that wire instruction. Sometimes they don't have the bank name. They'll tell their buyer or their borrower, when you're ready to send us the wire transfer, you need to call us and we'll give you the number. And they'll also be telling people, and they're doing it in writing now, in disclosures, in the escrow file, in the title company file, a disclosure saying, here are our rules relative to incoming wire transfers, relative to outgoing wire transfers. Here are our protocols. And they having the buyer and seller borrower initial and indicate that they did get that information. And so they'll be responsible for it. And they're coming up with ways where how to disclose this is how we're going to deal with it. And we will, and for the buyer, when it's time for the incoming wire transfer, we will call you. You are not going to get a phone call from anybody else. It's just going to come from us. And we're going to have a secret passcode so you know that it's coming from us. And we will tell you where to wire the money. It's something that they're doing every step they possibly can to protect money from leaving the bank. And so you want to do from your side, you have steps, you have protocols, you have procedures, you have steps one, two, all the way down to how many you might have. You follow them to the letter, every single one. You don't skip a step. You don't give out information you're not comfortable with. You don't talk to people you don't know who they are. You make sure you're talking to your reps at the bank, to the people you work with all the time. That's who you're dealing with to protect yourself. And if it's getting close to a deadline where the time that wire transfers to be sent out from your bank, and people are pushing you and rushing you, you slow down and you tell them the wire will go out tomorrow. And if the worst thing you have to do is reimburse somebody a little bit of interest for they're not having the money right away by one day, then that's what you do. But the faster people are jumping up and down, the slower you go. And the more the stop sign comes up to put this thing on a kibosh until you know you're dealing with the right person. So it's very scary, but these are ways you can help prevent wire fraud. Be cautious, be diligent, be skeptical, and if you're not sure, then don't send the money and until you really are sure. So we're going to have some more episodes coming up, a little more sunny than this last one we've been talking about, but this is how you can prevent wire fraud, and it's a big deal. And anything we can help with, you always reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you with your system. Signing off from Haas and Dawe. We'll see you next time.